Last night it was a tie game in the 6th inning when Dr. Smooth said, we need a little breathing room. So he sent one out of the yard for his 13th home run of the year. And then Jose Ramirez said, oh, it's time to hit home runs? Okay, goodbye. Number 34 for Ramirez. And that was all the Indians needed to beat the White Sox 3-1. Now today a chance to win the series behind Carlos Carrasco on the south side of Chicago. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Carlos Carrasco on the hill for the Tribe today. Rick, his last 3 starts here on the south side of Chicago, he's pitched 24 innings. He's given up 1 run.
Yeah, he's pitched here 1 time this year, and he's thrown 7 shutout innings. And Carrasco, for whatever reason, always seems to pitch well on the road. In his career, he's 17 games over the 500 mark. He's 6-3 this year, 278 earned run average. And in his last start at home, he stopped a 5-game winning streak that he had rolling. So we'll see if he can pick it back up on the road. And for Carlos, he's looking to tie his teammate Corey Kluber for 14 wins this year. Severino leads the way with 15. So these two have been a 1-2 punch all year long.
Dylan Covey will get the start today for Chicago. He's been rocked for 17 runs in his last 3 starts. We'll be back with the play-by-play. We'll check in with Andre Knott coming up in just a bit. But when we return, Alan Jensen join us from the studio.
Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. And by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud.
We're sitting in the sun baking here.
That's what I think. I think we're in the sun.
So here in Chicago, the Indians try to take 2 out of 3, win the series before moving on to Cincinnati. Mike Barnett taking on the lineup card for Tito today. Let's go downstairs now to Andre Knott, who has more on Carlos Carrasco taking the hill today, and it wasn't all that long ago he was coming out of the bullpen.
You're right. 4 years ago, almost to the day, Matt, Rick. Carlos Carrasco was trying to figure out exactly where his career was going to go. Was he going to be in the bullpen? Was he going to be a guy that was going to be a starter? He had started for a while, and that didn't work out. And now he's to the point where he's made himself into one of the best starters in all of baseball. As you look at this flashback back at Yankee Stadium on August 10th, 2014, you see the big right-hander striking him out left and right. Now, he got rid of the windup. He went to a set. He never went back to the windup. So I sat down with him just yesterday to talk about what's the biggest difference in Carlos Carrasco from 4 years ago that day to getting ready to take this start today.
I'm really glad Tito made that decision 4 years ago to send me to the bullpen. I learned a lot over there, and he bring me back and pretty much this time in 2014. So I think on my first outing I went like 5 innings, 75 pitches. It felt great. On my second start, there was unbelievable because I went from 97 to 98 the whole game. So I just kind of learned that to maintain that velo. But now it's 4 years later, so I'm trying to get there, but it's hard. But average, 93, 94, I think that's good. At least you throw a lot of strikes too.
Well, I'll tell you what, Carlos Carrasco, they always knew he had terrific stuff. And, you know, maybe one little stint in the bullpen, that's what did it for him. It certainly changed his career around, that's for sure.
No doubt about it. And, Rick, I think the biggest thing that we noticed, the aggressive mentality that he brought from the bullpen and now brings into each and every start.
And he has great control. I mean, he throws about 65 to 70% strikes every single game. All right, let's take a look at Dylan Covey, who is going to be on the mound for the White Sox. He will be the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher. He has been struggling, 1-7 with an ERA of over 8 in his last 9 starts. He's a 26-year-old right-hander making his 16th start of the season. He's 1-1 this year against the Indians with a 4.41 earned run average.
Terry Francona's starting lineup today brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Different look for the Tribe today. Check it out. Lindor leading off, Brantley second. Jason Kipnis moves up to the 3-hole. Yandy Diaz just added to the roster with Edwin going on the DL. He'll bat cleanup in DH. Yonder Alonso in the 5-hole. Melky Cabrera is 6th. Yan Gomes batting 7th, and Greg Allen, and Eric Gonzalez gets the start for Jose Ramirez, who gets a rare day off. Gonzalez will bat 9th.
And defensively for the White Sox, who they moved into last place with they haven't played good defense in this series. It'll be Delmonico is in left, Engel is in center, Garcia over and right. On the infield, Sanchez is at third, Anderson at short, Moncada at second, Abreu at first with Smith doing the catching.
Tom Woodring has the plate today. Scott Berry is at first. Carlos Torres at second. Paul Nauert, the crew chief, is down at third base. And with that, we're ready to go. Francisco Lindor will lead it off. They've held him to just 1 hit in the series. Lindor 1 for 8 with a double. And a couple of stolen bases in the series opener after they walked him. Well, yesterday they held him to 0 for 5.
That's hard to do.
.82 degrees our game time temperature. Down the line, slicing foul.
You know, especially the role that Frankie's been on coming into the series. He had 5 consecutive multi-hit games, and then they stopped that. He only had 1 hit, and he walked 1, and then shut down last night. So he may be mad at somebody today.
Here's the line and the 1-2 from Dylan Covey. Up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Is there any way to tell, Rick, as a player, if you're in need of a day off? In other words, Can you tell when the dog days of summer are starting to really get a hold of you?
I think the manager, yes, and those coaching staff, they know. They're with them every single day. They spend hours. You can tell, but you know, sometimes you got to work your way through it. The everyday guys, a lot of them just work their way through it, and you may go out there and not feel good offensively, but you're going to have to, you know, still pick it. Whatever you can do to get a win.
Strike 3 call.
How often do you see that?
Pretty good pitch by Covey. Just pinpoint location got Lindor locked up. Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. The Indians in the first 4 innings of the game are averaging 2.5 runs per game. That's the best in the majors. And Dylan Covey, after they see him once, they tee off. We'll see if that happens today. The 1-0. When you hit those spots in the season, though, where the manager says, hey, you need a day, is it a case where you just feel like a step behind, like you're just a slow in reacting, or does it everything just feel dead?
No, it's just you know, you go through cycles, man. The travel, the play. There's days you feel good, and there's sometimes you feel terrible.
Brantley lines a single into left field, and the Indians have a 1-out base runner. That's his 4th hit in the series.
Well, Matt, as you talk about when to know if a player's tired, what happened with Jose Ramirez, pretty simple. Tito went to him last night and said, how do you feel? And we're thinking about giving the night off. And he says because Jose didn't fight it, they gave him the night off because they realized that means he's probably is in need for a day off.
Everybody is. It only happens rarely to Lindor and Ramirez on this ball club. And what happened earlier this year when he gave both of them a day off? Not simultaneously, but Frankie came back and had 4 extra base hits, and Jose came back and had a great day. Just to rest your mind and just get away from it for a day. These guys are not machines.
No, and I think that's the toughest thing for a player. Sometimes a manager might give you a day off. You don't maybe want it or think you need it, but that's a way of keeping you fresh for the long haul. The 0-1. Kipton is tied up. No balls, 2 strikes.
You know, managers have to make it to the point where they just say you're getting the day off, and don't ask. You tell them.
Two-strike pitch. Drilled to center. Back goes Engel. Onto the track. Just shy of the wall in straightaway center field. Route number 2. Pretty good swing on an 0-2 pitch. And he almost made him pay dearly.
Yeah, I gave him some swinging room out there, and he hit it to the base of the wall in center.
Yandy Diaz back with the big league club. Boy, first time around he was terrific. He went 7 for 14. He'll get an opportunity for at least 10 days with Edwin Encarnacion going on the DL. Terry Francona said Edwin was fighting it. He didn't want to go on the DL, but you've got an 11-game lead, and you want to get that taken care of. It's still sort of all related to going back to when he got hit in the hand with that pitch a couple of weeks ago.
Heading into All-Star break.
Yeah. Gosh, I guess that's a month ago.
It is a
already.
month ago.
Wow. The 0-1 leans him back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Diaz at AAA Columbus
Was batting .293, and he was on a pretty good roll at the time of his call-up. Just missed. And now Yandy in a good spot, 2-1.
Yeah, that's a borderline pitch. That's always a big pitch for the pitcher. When you have a 1-1 count, that third pitch, when you can get the strike, now you have the advantage. When the hitter gets a strike, he can get a little more selective.
Diaz shoots it to right field. Boy, that is his patented swing right there. Stopping at second base is Michael Brantley. And the Indians have 2 on with 2 out here in the first.
Well, Diaz sits off the plate and he looks for the pitch away. And I mean, he can cover. He has good plate coverage. Even though he's off the plate, he likes the ball away. He stays on it, goes that way. And that's one reason why, you know, he's probably not a power hitter, because he waits on the baseball so much to take it the other way.
Well, Yonder Alonso steps in, 2 for 8 in the series. 3-man shift right side of the infield for Chicago. And he goes down and in for a strike. Outfield pulled around a bit toward right. And deep. Alonso fights it off, bloops it into left. Brantley around third. He'll try to score. Here's the throw. Not in time. The Indians take a 1-0 lead on their 3rd hit of the inning. Alonso gets RBI number 67.
You really have to like that approach there, taking it the other way. They had 3 guys over on the right side. The outfield was playing deep, and he just serves it into left field. But with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, that'll get you going. Good job of hitting by Alonso. He will give the Indians a 1-0 lead and a chance to add on from there.
Melky Cabrera to the plate. Looking for his first hit in the series. Fastball. Inside corner, called a strike.
And if you're Dylan Covey, you certainly didn't want to start this way. The way you've been going and you've been scuffling in your last 9 starts, you would like to have a nice quick inning.
He only had 2 outs, but then back-to-back hits. Get the Indians on the board. And inside off the plate, 1-1. He checked. They'll appeal. Oh, he said he went too far. Paul Nauert raises the right hand, and it's 0-2.
You'll see him get after it. And no, I didn't think so.
If that's a check swing, then there'll be a lot of appeals today.
Why wouldn't it? After that, you're right.
The 1-2 is fouled off to the left.
Covey's upstairs with a lot of pitches here in the first inning.
He's thrown 14 out of 22 strikes, but to your point, maybe wild in the strike zone here in the early going.
And elevated.
He missed down low to even the count.
Yeah, he's swung at one like that earlier, or at least that's what the umpire said. But back to an even count.
They go back to second, but Yandy's in safely. Trying to catch the new guy napping, but to no avail. 2 on 2 out, 2-2 pitch. Got a piece of it, and he stays in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just underway, the Indians have a 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Yonder Alonso. White Sox starting pitchers have been on a pretty good roll last 9 games. They own a collective ERA of 2.88.
Yeah, they're just not scoring any runs. 8 runs on the 5-game homestand to this point.
Two in the dirt, full count. Now the payoff pitch, the runners go, and Melky launches one high in the air, deep right field. Garcia's out of room, it's out of here. The Milkman does indeed deliver on Sunday. A 2-out, 3-run homer makes it a 4-run first for Cleveland.
Boy, all this coming with 2 outs. Kobe had a chance to get out of it. He had Cabrera down in the count, and this 3-2 pitch was right in his power zone. Cabrera hits his second, and it's a 3-run home run. Fastball right there, and it's a big first inning for the Tribe.
That's got to feel good for Cabrera, who spent a couple of very productive seasons here in Chicago. Just his second home run with the Indians, but boy, is that a big one. Gives Carlos Carrasco a nice cushion to work with before he throws a pitch today.
The way he's pitched in this ballpark, that's a lot.
1 run in 24 innings over his last 3 starts allowed here against the White Sox. Gomes sends a ground ball to short. Tim Anderson picks it and throws him out. Yonder Alonso starts the party with a 2-out RBI single, and Melky Cabrera keeps it rolling with a 3-run blast.
Starting pitcher. Carlos looking for win number 14. He is 13-6, 369. Pitched very well against the White Sox his last start in this place. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 11 punch-outs.
Rick Renneria starting 9 for Chicago. Nicky Delmonico leading it off. Yolmer Sanchez in the 2-hole. Then Jose Abreu, followed by Daniel Palca, Avisail Garcia, then Yoan Moncada. Tim Anderson, Kevin Smith gets to start behind the plate, and Adam Engel is in center field today, batting 9th. White Sox wearing their Sunday throwbacks. Delmonico takes a strike. Makes you feel a little more like back in your area.
Yeah, it does. Matter of fact, I just had a guy come into the booth to say hello to me that used to play in that era, and that was Mike Squires, first baseman.
These are the uniforms they wore, I think, what, 1983 when they were Western Division champs?
Yes. But they have 99 wins. Tony La Russa, the manager.
Now the 0-2. Popped him up. Third baseman Eric Gonzalez makes the catch, 1 away.
Let's show you the Indians defense, brought to you by Chrysler. In the outfield, it'll be Brantley in left. Allen is in center. Cabrera over in right. Gonzalez finally gets a start at third base. Lindor is at short. Kipnis at second. Alonso at first, and Gomes doing the catch.
Yeah, for Eric Gonzalez, let's see, this is his 6th start at third base. He's made 12 starts at second, 3 at first, 2 at short. But considering he's been here all year long, that's not a lot of playing.
This is why he's got to be excited, man. I get a chance to get out there from inning number 1.
Yolmer Sanchez, switch hitting third baseman. 1 for 8 in the series. Carlos Carrasco evens it up at 1-1. Slicing down the left field line, could be trouble. It's a foul ball.
A little slice to this baseball, and what it did, it ended up hitting on the track and ricocheting up over the fence out in left field. So if that was a fair ball, that would have been a ground rule double. You see it hop over the fence right at the foul pole.
Full count. And a base hit into right field. Sanchez, his 2nd hit in the series. The White Sox have a 1-out base runner. Carlos Carrasco since August 10th of 2014. So now you can't say this is just one of those one-year deals where, oh, he's good on the road this year. He's been good on the road for a long time now.
He's been good on the road in his career. He really has. 17 games over the 500 mark, and you see the 2.51 ERA. Look at that. Same splits. 81 home, 81 road.
Jose Abreu fouling it off. Abreu 1 for 8 in the series. So you give credit where it's due. They pitched him tough, but he is still a load to deal with. Oh, wow. You talk about chewing up his back. Lindor got pulled off the bag. Everybody's safe. Boy, oh, boy.
Well, I think Alonso got a little greedy there getting that lead runner. He could have just stepped on first base, and it would have been the easy play. Get your second out. Because, you know, it's a tough throw with the runner going down to second. He wanted to throw around him. And then when you watch Lindor, he tried to stay on the bag. Carrasco makes a beautiful pitch where he just ran the heater in on his hands. But when he comes inside to make the throw, it was wide. And it pulled Lindor off the bag. So that's going to be an error on the throw.
They're going to call it a straight fielder's choice, but I don't know about that. And I think the Indians might challenge this. Let's see. They're getting a conference first. And they will. So Mike Barnett saw something he liked, worth giving it a challenge, and the Indians are hoping that video evidence suggests Lindor held his foot on the bag long enough to get the out.
Well, this
can't tell from there.
no way. It's going to be tough to get this one overturned, I would think.
Again, unless there's a really good conclusive piece of video, it's going to come down to, can you assess when his foot came off the base? I mean, it's on it clearly to start. When did it come off? You know, he's got the bottoms of his spikes are white, so when you look at that replay, it's just hard to see.
Yeah, you're going to be going frame by frame, and that is like so close.
All right, let's take it another angle. I think he's out right there. I mean, it looked like the foot was still in contact.
I mean, the umpire was in, great spot to make that call, though. I mean, he was staring it right down. He had a perfect look.
This one might go the way of not enough evidence to overturn it.
And you'd be able to see why, because when they have to break it down like that, frame by frame, that is so close.
Now again, occasionally in New York, they may have a replay angle that we haven't been able to see yet. Here we go. They call stands. Not enough evidence to overturn it. That looks like the foot's on the base, ball's in the glove, and it's still on the base. And it's coming off the base after he makes the catch, right? That's what it looks like.
Oh, so close.
Oh, ball gets away, runners advance. So now second and third with one out.
Wild pitch gets underneath Yan Gomes. Hits the dirt, and it just comes up just a hair, and it gets right underneath his glove. I still go back to that play and say, you got to get one out there. You might as well take the sure one and an easy one at first base because you have a 4-run lead. Get the one out, and you have 2 in the inning, and let Carlos go to work.
In the hole,
diving stop by Alonso. Has time. Leads Carrasco to the bag for the out. 2 down and a run scores. It's 4-1. Sanchez comes home on the play, so the wild pitch. Very costly now.
Alonso comes out, makes a nice diving stop to get up and deliver it to Carrasco quickly, where they were able to get the second out. Sounded like he might have cracked his bat on that ball. But they do get on the board.
You know, going back to that play, though, and I'll only say this in Alonso's defense, if he makes a good throw, that's a double play. I don't so much fault the decision. He just didn't execute the throw. He was inside the bag. It looked like he had a clear line to throw. He just yanked it. (4-1) with a runner at third and 2 down. Right field. Long run for Melky. Makes the catch. Side is retired. Sox get a run. It's 4-1 Cleveland after an inning.
Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone.
(4-1) Cleveland on top. Second inning. Greg Allen will lead off for the Indians. And he takes the first pitch strike. Greg Allen 1 for 4 with a run batted in the series. They got the Indians on the board to tie it up last night. Grounded past third. Sanchez gave it an effort but couldn't get there. And Greg Allen will hold with a leadoff single.
Nice. Hit that one right down into the ground, and it bounces past Sanchez at third base inside the bag. But they're playing him that way, so he's only able to get a single. But there's your leadoff man aboard. They were playing him off the line, so Took advantage of a lot of space over there. That's hit number 5 already for the Indians. They have 5 hits through their first 8 hitters.
Greg Allen draws a throw. He's stolen 7. He has not been caught. I'll say this for Eric Gonzalez. For a guy who hasn't had the kind of playing time that young players usually need, he's been incredibly productive in the limited chances that he has had.
He has held his own, no question. This is a job normally you want a veteran to hold, you know, where you're not going to play every day. You know your role, you know the pitchers. You're not going up there facing guys for the first time when you only get a rare opportunity.
He played 15 games in May and batted .438.
Yeah, he had a great month of May.
Now imagine, he had, as I said, 15 games in May, and he hit .438. Then in June, he also played in 15 games, and he batted .188. But he's bounced back last 10 games since July 8th. He's gone 8 for 19, couple of doubles, scored 5 runs. I don't know how in the world he can stay sharp at the plate. 1 and 2. You do the best you can with batting practice and everything else.
Well, yeah, but it's not game situation. You get in there into the batter's box when the game's started, and if a pitcher makes his pitches, you're not going to get a hit because you just don't know the strike zone when you're not seeing it every day. So you pretty much have to go up to the plate and be a little more aggressive than you normally would be.
Greg Allen takes off, and the pitch was boxed up, I think. It was in the dirt. Okay. Greg Allen with his 8th steal.
Well, pick the right pitch to run on. This ball in the dirt. So Allen gets another stolen base. The Indians get their 95th as a team. That leads the league.
2-2. Out of play. Eric Gonzalez with a smash to short. Tim Anderson, he's got a cannon for an arm, and he throws him out. 1 down. If Anderson gets it, pretty much book it. You're going to be out. Almost pulled it in the hole well enough to get it by him. Our player profile brought to you by Levin Furniture. Lindor and Ramirez. This is where they compare so far in their careers. Almost identical numbers up and down.
That's crazy, isn't it? Looking in a mirror, those guys are so close.
Look at the hits. 621, 623. Runs batted in.
It's crazy.
Lindor called out on strikes his first time up. Jose Ramirez, if you joined us late, getting the day off. Just a day of rest for him. Also, if you missed it, Edwin Encarnacion placed on the 10-day disabled list. And Yandy Diaz called up to take his spot. He's in there DHing today. Encarnacion, it looked like on that swing the other night, we thought initially it looked like maybe his arm, and the initial report was left arm discomfort. And then they said there might have been some swelling in the bicep. 1-1, which could have been the result of overcompensating because of the soreness in the hand from when he was hit by the pitch. I don't know, maybe Andre has more to add to this. I know Tito said it looked like the hand checked out okay when they went and had it looked at, but they still felt like, hey, let's get him healed up one way or the other.
Yeah, because he had some soreness. He had some swelling in the bicep area in the opposite arm that he hurt the other night. But the hand looks much better. They did look at the hand. They said the swelling is down. The swelling is better. And they just feel like, as you said at the beginning of the game, they're at the point, Matt, let's get him right. There's no sense in trying to keep him going. I know he didn't want to go on the DL. But at this point, let him sit for 10 days, let everything settle down, and hopefully this will go away. Because you mentioned this last night, and people don't realize this or remember. In the playoffs, when he hurt the ankle last year, that changed the entire Yankees series.
Yep. 3-1. And I think you reported it last night or the day before. Maybe to compensate with that hand, he's been taking that other hand off the bat.
He's changed his
taking
swing.
That hand off the bat.
Right. He has changed his swing and probably putting more pressure on that arm.
There you go.
When he's taking that hand off. And we've all seen this with other injuries. One thing is leading to another. So I think the team thinks it's time to take a timeout with Edwin and get it right.
Lindor fighting Covey tooth and nail, and Dylan Covey already over 40 pitches here in the second inning. 1 on, 1 out. Now Frankie knew it. Second time today, Arch. He's been called out.
I'll be darned.
Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Andre, what's the latest on Trevor Bauer? It looked scary last night.
It looked very scary last night, but I was able to see him this morning. He's limping around right now, obviously in some pain on that right ankle, but expected to make his next start Friday against Baltimore. Tito said with the trainers and everything else, they'll work that out. Just a bruise. It was a scary moment, but he should be all good to go. He didn't have a brace on it this morning, didn't have anything on it, just limping on it, being very cautious on it at this point.
I'm sure a pretty good bruise in place. He'll continue to ice and get therapy.
Michael Brantley dumped a single into left field his first time up. That led to a 4-run rally. He does the same thing here. He can add to the Indians' lead with Greg Allen in scoring position. In 12 games against Chicago this year, Brantley will make it, if you count today, so 13 games including today. Michael now has 17 hits and a half dozen runs batted in. I didn't realize Encarnacion has 10 runs batted in against Chicago, and so does Jose Ramirez. Pulls it foul. The 1-2. Up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Great clip of the game from last night, courtesy Michael Brandt.
Well, there was a double right there. He hit into the corner and then stayed back on a breaking ball to hit a home run. And then sliced another base hit into center field. So he had his 3 knocks.
Three-two pitch. Missed inside. And it's ball 4. This is a close pitch, but Arch, I wonder, is this a product of you start to nibbling and you just maybe don't get some of those?
I don't know. The last 2 pitches were pretty good pitches, but they didn't get called for him. So he's sitting out there. This is how it got away from him in the first inning. He got to 2 outs. Then they had 3 consecutive hits.
Mound meeting number 1 for Chicago, and they invite everybody except the outfielder. Jason Kipnis was going to be the batter. Kipnis was in the hole 0-2 his first time up, and then got a pitch to handle, but he hit it straight to the 400 mark in center field, and Adam Engel caught it about a step in front of the wall.
It's 2 innings and he's at 50 pitches already.
Well, it's not so much even the pitches, Rick, as it is the time. He's very, very methodical. It's one of those games where, as a fielder, you've got to really try whatever it is you can do to stay focused and not let your mind wander.
Oh, those guys are going crazy out there. He's been out of the stretch for all but 2 hitters.
Way outside, 1-1. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here on the south side of Chicago. 82 degrees, hot, not much of a breeze. Missed again, 2-1. There you go. Umbrella on a sunny day. Down and in. 3 balls and a strike. Time finally called. Now the set. 3-1 pitch. Kipnis punches it into center field, a base hit. Around third, Greg Allen will score. Brantley on his way to third. It's 5-1 Cleveland as Jason Kipnis has his 46th run batted in on the year.
Well, he gets out there and his ball got down on the trademark a little bit, but he finds space out in center field. Cooper's going to go out and talk to him, but I'll tell you one thing, Coop, you better tell him to get some tempo and rhythm going because he is so deliberate out there. He slowed the whole thing down, and when he gets to 2 outs, he can't get out of an inning.
Jason Kipnis making his first start of the year in the 3-hole in the batting order. It's the 6th different spot he has batted in this year. 34 games in the 2-hole, 33 games out of the 7th spot, 26 starts batting 6th, 9 starts batting 8th, 3 starts batting 5th, and now today his first start of the year in the 3-hole. And the reason he's in there is because of the reshuffling of the lineup with Jose Ramirez getting a day off, Edwin Encarnacion out, and paying off though. So first and third, 2 down, they're still batting. Yandy Diaz singled and scored in the first inning. And he swings and slices one down the right field line, and foul. Garcia could not get to it. They're closing in on about a 20-minute half inning. So Kobe's really had to grind his way through this inning. That has to take its toll on him. And as we said before, the fielders, I mean, they're just standing around.
Yeah, that makes for a long day for your fielders when you don't get the ball and grab it and, you know, get into some kind of rhythm. They end up getting flat-footed, but he can't close out an inning. They're doing damage with 2 outs. All 5 runs have come with 2 outs.
Ramirez and Lindor want Kipnis to try and steal a base.
They are all over Kip.
They're telling him, get a bigger lead. Get a bigger lead.
This is why you can't give Jose days off.
He stirs it up.
He's like, go, go, go. He's been all over everybody so far this game, by the way.
There goes Kipnis. And Diaz singles into right field. Brantley will score. Kip glides into third. And the Indians' lead is now 6-1. And the bullpen is about to get busy for Chicago. Jose Ramirez vying for assistant managerial duties.
Don't let him give the signs. You'd be running until you're tagged out. Well, there's another base hit the other way, and the hole created. Kipnis was taking off on the pitch. They vacated second base, and I don't know how the second baseman could even move with Yandy Diaz at the plate. They got to be staying there, and the shortstop would have to cover.
Yonder Alonso, he singled the other way his first time up to drive in a run. 4 in the first, 2 more here in the second. 6-1 Cleveland. And Yonder cuts and foul tips it.
This is unbelievable. I know now in his last 9 starts why he's pitching like he is, because he's not even concentrating on the hitter. You're throwing to first. You're stalling for time. This right here is tough to watch. 2 innings.
And a called strike. He's 0-2 on Alonso. Pulls it foul. Dylan Covey has to feel like, and we've all been there, where you're with a group of people, you're in a room, everybody's ready to go, and you're still screwing around trying to find your keys, trying to put your shoes on. Everybody's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Except he just can't. He can't get himself together here. The 0-2. And Alonso fouls it out of play. But his teammates have probably, and more importantly his manager, have just about run out of patience. I mean, over 60 pitches. The 0-2. And Yonder fouls it straight back.
I mean, he just really, he can't put him away. I want to know how he struck out Lindor twice looking with the way his command is today.
The 0-2, and Yonder pops one up. Out goes Moncada, inning over. 4 in the first, 2 more here in the second. Jason Kipnis drives home 1, Yandy Diaz another, and it's 6-1 Cleveland.
Exclusively at Progressive Field Team Shops. Visit the team shops for an exclusive introduction of the 2019 All-Star product assortment. You can choose from an array of apparel, headwear, and novelty items. Something good for everyone.
Yohan Moncada leads off the bottom of the second inning. Swung on and missed. Two and two the count. Carlos Carrasco, the beneficiary of the early offense. The only question for him is, with all that time waiting between innings,
Can he stay sharp?
Well, he'll take those runs because in his last start, they didn't score for him when he was pitching against Minnesota. That game he lost, gave up 3 runs. He left trailing 3-0 after 6 1/3.
Moncada broke his bat, fouls it off, full count. Those White Sox uniforms we were talking about before. Joe Corneo, our stage manager, says that those were they debuted in 1982. They were designed by a winner of a contest here in Chicago. And he was inspired by the Astros uniform with the
Gotcha.
striping,
which they just
horizontal
wore
stripes.
against Seattle earlier a couple of days ago.
Strike 3 call. Carlos Carrasco with his first punch out. He did 147 on the year. 130 innings of work.
Well, there you go. Use that fastball, paint that fastball, and he gets it looking. Outside edge about 95 miles per hour.
Well, this is an issue that Moncada has had. They've been talking about it all week because he's leading the league in striking out look. He had 57 coming in today. Strikeouts looking. That's more than anyone in the majors took in the entire 2015 season. Think about that.
Wow.
He's had so that's 58 strikeouts looking, and that's something they've been talking to him about. You can't be selective with 2 strikes. You got to go battle.
Well, the funny thing of it is, when you're a young player like he is, normally they like to swing the bat. So to come up and take a fastball that's closer in the strike zone for a strike 3, that's.
Well, I was going to ask you last night, did that make sense to you? Because as you said, we're used to guys being aggressive. It's almost like he's looking for the perfect pitch, even with 2 strikes.
Well, it does not make sense to me.
To center. 1-out single for Tim Anderson.
You know, Andre, we talked about it when you think about it when Lindor first came up. He was swinging at pitches 4, 5, 6 inches off the plate and finding a way to get hits with them. Until, you know, I can see once you start knowing the pitchers and you know what's going on a little bit in a couple of years, then you can reel it in.
Be one thing if Frank Thomas was still playing and he was watching him.
Well, yeah,
work the count,
it's
take
rare
his
that
walks.
you see young hitters take a lot of pitches. It really is.
Yeah. Kevin Smith getting his first action in the series as the catcher today. Low and away, ball 1. Omar Narvaez gets the day off. He's been swinging the bat well, but so has Smith. He's hit in 23 of his last 29 games with 8 multi-hit efforts. His problem is he has not thrown out a single base stealer this year. They are 30 for 30 against him.
Ouch. And plus, another problem is Narvaez has been swinging the bat very well since the beginning of June. Yeah, when we were playing him earlier, I think it was June, they called Smith up. It might even been May. He hit in his first 9 straight games, I believe, 9 or 10 straight games, and he was swinging it very well.
Popped up, foul, out of play. Now the 2-2. And a ground ball hit to third. Eric Gonzalez goes to second for one. Kitten is on at first. They can't quite turn the double play. But there are 2 down. Adam Engel will be the number 9 hitter today for Chicago. He'll bat with a runner at first, 2 down. Just one at bat so far in the series for Engel. And a line drive single to left. Smith will stop there at second base. 2 on, 2 out. Take us to the top of the order.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit early with Carrasco if he can get a fastball, although it was elevated. You can see it was belt high. He took advantage of it and hit it to left field. Locate that heater. So they're back up to the top of the lineup now. Second turn through. It's only the second inning. They had 3 hits the first time through the lineup. 3 for 9. That's more hits than in his last start when he came in here in June 11th, when 7 innings and just 2 hits allowed.
Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. I just realized that after today's game, the Indians were heading to Cincinnati. Chicago's going to Detroit. So between the 2 of them, they won't get enough frequent flyer miles to get you a round trip airfare to Dayton and back.
That's fine. Short flights. And we will wrap up interleague play for the next 3 days on our end.
Swung on and missed. Carrasco gets his second strikeout of the inning. Second of the game. He holds the White Sox at bay. 6-1 Cleveland. Second of the year. And another look on StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Boy, a big 2-out, 3-run home run for Milky. His second is an Indian.
And Melky takes down low, ball one. Cabrera. His first hit in the series. Next a pitch off the plate to even the count. Cabrera, Gomes, and Greg Allen. They're in the third for Cleveland. Dylan Covey somehow still out there for Chicago. Hector Santiago, left-hander, up in the bullpen. Never a good sign when you're a starter and you go out to pitch and there's already somebody up in the bullpen when the inning starts.
Well, and he was throwing last inning too to come in, so we'll see it maybe when he gets the first base runner, because it can't be a whole lot of fun for those guys to sit and watch as slow as he is once he gets out of the stretch.
Yeah. Ground ball headed up the middle. Nice backhanded stop by Moncada. Terrific play.
Well, he got up quickly. Watch how quickly he gets up and gets rid of it. Little pop-up slide, makes the backhanded catch in plenty of time. Good play.
Now here is Yan Gomes. Rounded out his first time up. Shoots one foul to the right. And a line drive fouled on the left side. Gomes steps out. And now the 1-2. Dylan Covey has his third strikeout, and there are 2 down in the inning.
Well, be at the ballpark on August 18th to honor Indians legend Jim Thome and Baseball Hall of Famer. 20,000 fans will receive a Thome jersey courtesy of Car Parts Warehouse. Pre-game festivities include Jim Thome Hall of Fame celebration when the Indians will take on the Baltimore Orioles. Get your tickets at Indians.com or use the ballpark app.
Greg Allen singled, stole a base, and scored in the second inning. For Dylan Covey today, the trouble has been with 2 outs. But he gets 2 quick strikes on Allen. Just off the plate. Two and two. Eric Gonzalez would be next.
0-2 to 3-2. For his own psyche, he needs to have a quick 1-2-3 inning. Can he do it?
Allen pops it out of play. About to make his 80th pitch of the afternoon already. Could be his last if he doesn't get Allen. He walks him. Here comes Rick Renteria, and that's going to be it. So Dylan Covey goes 2 2/3 innings here this afternoon. He makes 80 pitches, and he allows 6 runs on 7 hits. And the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made for left-hander Hector Santiago. And we'll be right back here to Chicago. And 2 down. He's a previous starter. He's made, in fact, this year he's made 7 starts. 2-2, 6.12 ERA though. Ouch. Been better out of the bullpen. Faced 9 batters on against the Yankees 4 days ago and struck out 5 of the 9 that he faced. Could be similar in that Rick Renteria may want him to try to get through this lineup one full time around.
I would think so. Eat up some innings.
There's a called strike.
A little changeup coming inside after a couple of fastballs. Gonzalez pulled the arms up, but it hit the corner.
Greg Allen draws a throw.
goes, swing and a miss, inning over. No runs, no hits, one man left, middle of the third. Cleveland 6, Chicago 1. True moment. Carlos Carrasco trying to hold Chicago. They scored a run in the first. Really no fault of his own there. Couple of singles in the second, but no damage done. He has struck out 2 to this point. He's got the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up. Sanchez takes a strike.
Sanchez singled and scored in the first inning. Actually, a wild pitch that moved him to third base that allowed him to score, although fielder's choice at second was reviewed. He was called safe on the throw from Alonso.
Pulls it foul. Mentioned the White Sox wearing their throwback uniforms. They debuted in 1982. They wore these in 1983 when they won the West. John Feinstein years ago wrote a book about the 1992 Major League Baseball season. I can't remember the name of it. It's a great read. It's a John Feinstein book. He's written a ton of sports books. But this one was all about the entire season. It kind of takes you from spring training all the way through the World Series. Really, really well written. And there's quite a bit written in there about Tony La Russa. And it was interesting, as I recall, La Russa was only 34 years old and only a couple of years removed from his playing career when he was tabbed to be the manager of the Chicago White Sox. I mean, he had just started managing in 1978 at Double-A, and in 1979, in the middle of the season, when things go sideways, he gets named the manager. And he says in the book that when he reflected back on it, he goes, I didn't know if I was ready. I didn't think I was ready to be the manager of a big league ball club yet at 34 years old with not a lot of experience. But he said, as I thought on it, how often does the window open?
Yeah.
And I figured,
Isn't that the truth?
what if I don't jump through and it never opens again for me? So He even admitted that he didn't think he was ready, but he said, I've got to take this opportunity now that it's there. So he takes the job in '79, and by '83 they're division champions and finished with a winning record here in the White Sox, and the rest is history.
He brought over a couple of good coaches that we had in Cleveland, Joe Nossick and Dave Duncan, after that '79 season in Cleveland.
Wow.
He got both of them to come over.
Sorry, Rick. Here's my question. How does Tony La Russa at 34 start his managing career, and Terry Francona start his at 36? And Terry kind of said the same things. He wasn't completely ready, but he was ready, and things are going fast on him. And those are two of the best managers probably in the last 20, 30 years.
Swing and a miss by Abreu. Third strikeout for Carrasco. 2 down in the inning. I think Andre and La Russa says Paul Richards, who I think Archie remembers.
I do.
Been around the was around in the White Sox organization for a long time. La Russa said he gives him a lot of credit because, you know, he helped him, and the opportunity was there, and nobody just jumps in and says, hey, I'm here to take the world by storm. You have to have people
Not in this game.
behind you that believe in you, and so that was the case for him. And I think, look, I don't know Tony La Russa like we know Tito, but gosh, if you're around Terry Francona for very long, you just get the idea he was born for this job. And I'll bet if you asked him, he'd probably admit that. You know, he loved playing, but he was really born to do this job.
Well, he's done this a lot longer than he played, so he certainly enjoys it. Yeah, you gotta love it to be a manager. I mean, you're in charge of 25 individuals, man, that are from all over the world. And you eat, sleep, live it, and the game's evolved. It's changed since, you know, the 70s and 80s.
But I brought that up because I thought of you. I mean, at 34, could you have seen yourself as a manager of a major league club?
No, not really. Because I was 33 coming out of the game.
Though you played for Jeff Torborg, and he was pretty young when he was managing.
Yeah, but Jeff had been around.
He'd been around
a little bit. Yeah, he did. He was coaching in Cleveland. And then Jeff ended up managing there after Frank Robinson. He was managing. He came over here and managed these guys.
That's right.
And then didn't he go to New York and get some time? So,
boy, Cookie cruises through the third, strikes out a pair. It's 6-1 Cleveland after 3.
He'll bat right-handed for the first time today. And takes ball 1. Lindor 0 for 2 has struck out looking both times up. That was against the starter Dylan Covey. Three and 0. By the way, Murph sent me a message. The name of the book that I was referring to, John Feinstein, Play Ball. And great read. It may be dated now. It's, geez, is that 25 years ago?
It's a long time ago. You're talking about.
But it's still a good read if you enjoy baseball. The way he writes just sort of takes you through the course of that entire season. And if memory serves, there was a lot in that book about the Indians, too. Michael Brantley singled and scored in the first. He walked and scored in the second. Strike to the outside edge. Brantley 4 hits in the series, including a double and a home run. Lindor takes off. He had a huge jump and he steals it easily. That's his 20th stolen base of the year.
Well, that one is not on Smith. I'll tell you what, because Lindor had a huge jump.
Oh, yeah.
And he took off. It's a 5-run lead. I know it's still early, but he took off on first movement, and he will get his 20th stolen base. But there was absolutely nothing Smith could do there.
The White Sox are going to challenge this? What are they contending that he slid over the bag?
I have no idea because it wasn't even close. Unless he came off at some point in time. Let's see if he comes off the base and if the tag was still applied. And that's what guys do nowadays is they see he may not be on the bag. There it is. Before that toe can come back on it.
And this is something.
There you go. I bet they call him out.
But again, this is something that has to be, I think, re-examined. This was not in the spirit of the original rule. He never goes away from the base. In other words, he never loses contact with it. Yes, he's off of it, but he's over top of it, completing a slide. And that's where the rule gets a little, I don't know.
Yeah, a little quirky.
I think he's out. I mean, by the letter of the way the rule stated, yeah, he's off the base.
Doesn't have anything on the base, right?
Yeah, but
now,
what do you think in the future? If you could, in the offseason, if you could say, is this one we should talk about?
Revisit. Yes, I despise that call because he was safe all the way.
Now, if he slides way over the base and comes off, then I can see, okay, he went over the bag, he lost contact with the base.
Well, they're going to call him out. You watch.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. That's really ticky-tack. But I get it. I mean, in the spirit of the rule. I mean, in the letter of the rule. But
now, I wonder if he gets a stolen base because he was safe there until
he came off the base.
He came off the base.
But did he? What's technically occupying the base?
I don't know. We'll have to hear it from the official scorer. Is it just a caught stealing?
They're going to say it's a caught stealing. I don't agree.
Is that what they did?
Yeah. I mean, the base was stolen.
He was safe until he came off of it.
Brantley lifts one to left and into the tracks of Delmonico. 2 down. T-Mobile, built for baseball. Jason Kipnis' last at bat. He gets an RBI single. And then when he's at first base, he's drawing some throws. His teammates are harassing him, saying, "Go, come on, get a bigger lead, steal a base." And he takes off. The ball is hit into right field. He ends up all the way to third. Maybe they should put handles on the bases so you can just grab onto a handle as you're sliding.
Well, I mean, look at if you overslide a base or something like that, that's been around for whatever. But with the replay coming in now and plays like that, I don't know. It wasn't intended to do what had happened here in this inning.
No, the intent was to overturn the egregious mistakes.
And I don't really think that we're going to see any change in it, to be honest with you.
Two. But that is why the infielders have now been taught keep the tag on all the way through the slide.
Remember when we first went to replay where guys were just sweep tagging and then not keeping it on them?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, man, they told you just keep it on him, and you never know. He may come off the base. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. That's the way it is.
Jason Kipnis with a base hit to left, and he's 2 for 3. And a 2-out single keeps the inning alive for Yandy Diaz. Yandy's 2 for 2. 2 singles, a run batted in, and a run scored. Upstairs, 2-0. Santiago chucks one in there. It's 2-1. He's thrown 23 pitches, but only 11 strikes. So it hasn't gotten a whole lot better since he came into the game. And Yandy hammers one deep center field. Back goes Engel, runs it down to end the inning. Middle of the 4th. Cleveland 6, Chicago 1. 9-2, a .194 ERA, 99 strikeouts in under 80 innings of work.
Yeah, and that's what the Indians do in their division. They dominate their starting pitchers. They have a tremendous ERA. 36-17 record against the Central, and it's a 2.63 ERA on the year. That's pretty darn good.
Low and away, ball one to Avisail Garcia, who flied to right in the first. Jammed him to short. Lindor one hops it to Alonso, one away. Back to Cleveland we go for an in-game update with Al Palacio. So you're saying he was good? Tigers lead the Twins 3-2. They're in the bottom of the 8th in Motown. Yohan Moncada out on strikes his first time up. And it's 0-2. Remember, he took a called third strike, and Andre told us, what, over 50 strikeouts
59.
looking this year. He was swinging this time, but fouls it back.
Send some birthday wishes along. Alice Friedline is 85 from Lakewood. Paul Sema 89 from North Olmsted. Betty Scarbino 95 from Sebring. And Frank and Shirley Parks of Willowick celebrating her 59th wedding anniversary. Congratulations.
A little low.
Chop that one up.
Call. There's another one.
Another call.
5 strikeouts for Carrasco.
There it is, a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Last time it was a fastball out there. So Carlos now starting to get into a groove.
Tim Anderson fouls one back. Check, did he go? The appeal he did, and that's the inning. Cookie Carrasco strikes out a pair. He has struck out 2 in each of the last 3 innings, and now he has retired 7 straight. Is brought to you by the 2019 Kia Sorento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. By Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Chevy Network dealers. Visit ClickChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. 6-1, Indians on top. Yonder Alonso leads off, sends a fly ball shallow right. It'll dump in front of Garcia. 8th, make that the 9th hit of the game for Cleveland. And the 2nd for Yonder Alonso. Third time in 5 innings, the Indians have had their leadoff man aboard, Melky Cabrera. His 3-run homer in the first.
Yeah, and so far in this ball game, you have Jason Kipnis, Yandy Diaz, and Yonder Alonso with 2 hits in the ball game. Cabrera had the big 3-run homer in the first to cap off that 4-run inning. And all the runs today coming with 2 outs.
Greg Allen, Michael Brantley each have a hit and a walk, so that's 5 of the 9 starters for the Indians that have been on safely twice already here today. And that's how you run out to a 6-1 lead. Popped up, foul might be playable here. Abreu can't quite navigate the railings.
It's over in Andre country. Don't be afraid to call for that ball.
He claimed he caught one yesterday. I said it bounced.
I didn't even see
He said that
it
counts.
didn't bounce. It came off the net and it was smoked over here. Just give the little
so
kid
that
back.
doesn't count.
Little kid. Hey, you got no room to talk, Gold Glover. You don't catch anything.
What kind of game are you playing? I caught it off the net.
I watch arena football sometimes.
He's getting a little feisty.
By the way, it was a great catch by an Indians fan, a young Indians fan on that pop-up.
You have a tough weekend.
Did it hit the net?
No, it didn't.
Melky Cabrera down on strikes.
Great weekend. Mark.
Second K.
I didn't ask that. I asked it.
You two are the same.
A little high, ball 1. Yan Gomes has grounded out, struck out. Just caught the outside corner. 2-1.
Well, I had one there. Fouled it straight back.
Six runs, 9 hits, no errors, 6 left for Cleveland. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 4 stranded for Chicago. 1 on, 1 out here in the 5th. And a right back. White Sox pitchers have thrown 115 pitches in the game thus far. And 1 out in the 5th inning. Two to Gomes. That's outside. Full count. Yonder Alonso at first, held on by Abreu. Gomes pops it up back into the seats. Again, the payoff pitch, and again it's fouled back. Somebody lost their suds in the upper deck going for that ball. Here's a 3-2 to Gomes, and he yanks that foul.
Well, he's fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch to stay alive here.
Off the end of the bat, going to drop in for a hit. That was a weird looking ball off the bat as Alonso goes all the way to third.
That was really a great at bat for Gomes to foul off pitch after pitch. He ended up hitting it off the end and it started spinning.
Mid-game recap brought to you by your Toyota dealers. Indians jumped him in the first. Alonso with an RBI single. That came with 2 outs, and then the next man up, Melky Cabrera, launched a 3-run homer. 4-0. He added 2 more in the second on a 2-out RBI single from Jason Kipnis and a 2-out RBI single from Yandy Diaz. (6-1). We're in the 5th. First and third with 1 out. And Greg Allen, who has singled, walked, stole a base, and scored a run. Bullpen for Chicago quiet at the moment. This is the 9th man that Santiago has faced since he came into the game. He's given up 3 hits and walked a batter and struck out 2.
Yeah, Indians into double digits already in hits. They have the 1 home run and the rest are singles.
Santiago wants to try a different baseball. See if that works. Greg Allen with Eric Gonzalez to follow. And it's a strike, 3-1. back, full count.
Finish our birthday wishes. Harry Jordan is turning 88 from Tiffin. Michael Absust is 85 from Avon. Chubb Bonig is 89. And Dan and Jan Kapler celebrating their 51st anniversary. Congratulations and happy birthday to everybody.
Low throw to first. Gomes back standing. He's generally not going anywhere. But maybe with a full count, Santiago thinking the Indians might send him. He's not running, and it's strike 3 called. 2 down in the inning. Eric Gonzalez is 0 for 2 today. He has grounded out, and he has struck out. And a swing and a miss. 10 hits for Cleveland on the afternoon. Gonzalez and the on-deck man Lindor, only starters without a hit today. Chased one up high. 0-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Santiago gets out of trouble. The Indians strand a pair. Halfway through, it's 6-1 Cleveland. Continue our battle for the Ohio Cup. It'll be Mike Clevenger going for the Indians and Homer Bailey for Cincinnati. Ooh, 1-9 with a 6.19 ERA. Our coverage will begin with Indians Live at 6:30. First pitch just after 7 on Sports Time Ohio. We're streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Bottom of the 5th, Carlos Carrasco will be facing Kevin Smith, the number 8 hitter, to lead off.
Carlos settling in. He has had a couple of nice 1, 2, 3 innings in the 3rd and the 4th.
Ground ball to 3rd. Eric Gonzalez. Makes the play and throws him out 1 down. Well, if you haven't seen this, it's worth watching. Again, even if you have seen it. Ramon Laureano with the heave-ho.
Look at that.
All the way to first on the fly to complete a double play. Remember a few years ago, Yoenis Cespedes, when he was with Oakland?
Yeah, that
threw out
was
Howie Kendrick at the plate.
That was straightaway left field. I do remember that. It was against the same team, the Angels, with that throw last night. I mean, all the way from left center. And a strike.
Yeah, I mean, it was right on the bag.
You see the decoy that the first baseman put on him? Like it wasn't coming?
I heard somebody say, yeah, but he took a crow hop, he took a step.
No
Who
kidding.
cares? He threw it on the fly. That's...
You want his arm to fall off? He's got to get a crow hop somewhere.
What do you want him to stand? Yeah, but he did do a flat foot.
Yeah,
Well, that was pretty incredible.
Yes, it was.
And it was pointed out by a number of people we were hanging out with today how cool it was that the first baseman just sat there like, oh, it's not coming. And I don't know if he deked the runner or not, but he played it cool. Right field, Cabrera. 2 down.
Yeah, when you get a ball and you're the base runner, and now this is Young Jr. that's running, who has very good speed. He had to load up and unload it all the way in the air to throw a strike. Look at this throw, folks. I mean, that's 321 feet away.
Watch the first baseman. He's just
standing there nonchalantly. Watch the pitcher once he gets there.
Guess what? You're out.
Yeah, Olsen, the first baseman there, put a little decoy on him. Yeah, plays like that you have to love to watch. Those are special.
The only guy I know can make that play is Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, right. And that's after warming up for a while and getting loose. But yes, I wouldn't doubt that.
Bouncing ball in the hole. Kipnis cuts it off, spins, throws, got him. Well done by the Tribe's second baseman. The White Sox go 1, 2, 3. That's 10 in a row retired by Carrasco. The Indians and the Yankees, the only teams that can make that boast. Lindor momentarily stole his 20th base of the year in the 4th inning, but that was overturned on replay. Pretty soon, though, Lindor is going to be sitting at 30 homers, 40 doubles, and 20 steals. right at Abreu, 1 down. Let's go back to the first inning. Yonder Alonso dumped one into left field, and watch Michael Brantley hustle around from second base. Takes a good angle right across the bag. Easy does it. He has scored twice today. Hector Santiago has given Rick Renneria 2 2/3 innings of scoreless relief now.
Well, just what we thought when he was coming in after Kobe went 2 2/3. You knew he needed some length in the bullpen to help out. And coming in, Santiago now with 54 pitches. He was able to actually strike out the side last inning, but he had to dodge a couple bullets. He had first and third and 1 out, and struck out Allen and Gonzalez to get out of that inning. And keep it a 6-1 ball game.
Way outside, 2-2. It's a final in Detroit. The Twins lose 4-2 to the Tigers. Well, the Indians with a chance to go up 12 games in the division if they hold on and win here today. Oakland out to an early first inning 2-0 lead over the Angels. Brantley grounds it to second. 2 away.
Well, get tickets now to Encaya Music Festival, August 25th and 26th. That'll take place downtown Cleveland. You can catch performances by New Order, the Yvette Brothers, SZA, AWOL Nation, the Revivalists, Cake, and many more. You don't want to miss out on the biggest party to rock Cleveland this year. To purchase single day or weekend tickets, go to Encaya.com.
Jason Kipnis takes a strike. A little high. Oh, ran it inside. Guess that got part of the bat. I thought it hit him.
Boy, it sure looked like it. How did that hit the bat? Well, we're going to get a look at it. Was that the knob of the bat?
I think it was just above his hands, like off the almost by the trademark. Yeah.
Boy, he's lucky that thing would bounce and get him in the face.
Up and away, full count. And a foul back as Kipnis stays alive. And Jason Kipnis draws a walk. He's reached safely for the 3rd time here today. And a 2-out base runner for the Indians. Yandy Diaz, his return to the big leagues has been a good one. He is 2 for 3 today. So Rick, that means he's 9 for 17 on the year with the Tribe.
Yeah, he loves to go the other way with the baseball. A couple of hits, and the last time up, he lined out to straightaway center field, hit the ball right on the nose.
High pop up on the infield. They should get out of the inning here. The catch is made by Anderson. And we're midway through the 6th with the score Cleveland 6, Chicago 1.
Access to Tribe Rewards, and today's Tribe Rewards code is Dobie. Visit Indians.com for complete details. Carlos, what a great feel he has for his breaking pitches now. Starting him off strike one, get me over pitch, and he has been on a roll, Matty, since that after the 2nd inning. He got out with the strikeout, and it's been 10 consecutive. He is retired. 5 strikeouts in that span.
Strike 3 called. Boy, Cookie is on a roll. That is 7 strikeouts and 11 in a row retired by the right-hander. Miller Lite hold true moment.
Again, we told you earlier, Carrasco in his last 3 starts here has allowed just the 1 run. But he has been, I don't know what it is. It must be one of those parks where he feels just so confident, like here in Tampa. You get on the road and it's just something about this park, and he loves it.
Tell you what, the next time he's scheduled to pitch here, the White Sox, they're going to go Kevin Costner and turn on the sprinklers at night, let him run all night long. Oh, 1 pitch, pulled foul. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 8 for Carrasco. 2's been his number. He has struck out 2 batters in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and now the 6th innings.
And here comes the curveball. I mean, straight down. Get me over slider for strike 1, and you know, just dealing right now. He looks so laid back and confident. He's not overthrowing, staying within himself.
Daniel Palka 0 for 2.
You know, you look at his 72 pitches, 51 of them have been strikes.
Missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Indians were shut out in the series opener, and Palka hit the game-winning homer. It was 1-0 White Sox. They'd have mustered any offense at all in that first game. They'd be sitting pretty for a sweep right now. But as it is, a chance to take the series and move on. They're up 5.
Yeah, Minnesota already lost, so they could look to be staring in the face of a 12-game lead in the division.
The Indians already came into today with the biggest divisional lead in baseball at 11 games. Next biggest lead was Boston, who led New York by 9.5 at the start of the day. The Red Sox beat Baltimore 4-1. They are now 50 games over 500 for the first time in 72 years. 1946 was the last time the Red Sox were 50 games over 500. Boston's franchise record for wins is 105. So if they go 21-21 the rest of the way, they'll break that record.
Well, you could certainly see that happening.
And 116 would be the all-time record, right? That's the
with Seattle.
Mariners.
Just did get a piece of that one.
Now the payoff pitch and a ground ball. Kipnis throws him out, and we'll go to the 7th. 6-1 Cleveland. Carlos Carrasco continues to put up the K's. He's fan 8 on the afternoon. via Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio.
The Navy Pier on the shores of Lake Michigan. Yonder Alonso, 2 hits on the day, 2 singles, an RBI and a run scored. Hector Santiago over 70 pitches, and he's getting better as he goes along. He has struck out 5 now.
Yeah, this is going into his 5th inning of work. Came in the 3rd inning with 2 outs. Got out of that one. Pitched the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and now into the 7th. And hasn't given up anything. So he's done exactly what you need to do for the White Sox.
And Melky Cabrera lines one toward left center field. That's going to get down for a hit. And it gets by Delmonico. Rolls all the way to the wall, and Cabrera is going to truck himself into third base head first safely. We'll see how it's scored. I'm thinking maybe a double and an error.
I'm thinking a single and an error because he butchered that ball going into the corner. I thought he should have had it on 1 hop. I mean, it was a ball that was hit into the alley. Look, now he didn't run a really very good route. He came in thinking it was going to hit and check up, and the ball bounced by him. So there's Milky hustling all the way. Give him credit. He sees the ball get by him, so he was going to go for 2. And then he decided, all right, I'm going for 3. I don't know how they're going to score it, but that was not a good play in the outfield by Delmonico.
Runner at third with 1 out. We'll be right back as Rick Renneria makes a pitching change. Indians up 6-1 in the 7th. The new pitcher is right-hander Tyler Danish. He comes on with a runner at third and 1 out. The official score ruled it a triple for Melky Cabrera, and Brandon Guyer is now pinch running for Cabrera at third base.
Infield obviously is going to come in to try and cut it off at home plate.
One ball, 1 strike to count on Yan Gomes, who singled his last time up. Terrific at bat for Gomes against
And a line drive to deep center field and caught by Engel. Deep enough, though, to get the runner home from third. Geyer makes it 7-1 Cleveland as Yan Gomes hits his 36th run batted into the year.
They'll get the job done. The free at bat for Gomes. He takes advantage of it, gets his 36 RBI, makes it a 7-1 ball game.
And with 2 down, Greg Allen to the plate. Singled, solo base, scored in the second, walked in the third, struck out in the fifth. Greg pops one up right field. And the inning is over. 7 runs for the Indians. Stretch time here in Chicago. They lead it by 6.
In the clubhouse more than the players want to see him. Sometimes they take the mic and do things a little bit differently, and just you can see here from Raj Davis.
So I'm here in the clubhouse with Andre. Yeah, nah, that's him. Just wondering, how long you planning to do this?
Well, as long as they'll keep me. How long you planning on doing this?
As long as they will put a uniform on me.
Or would you do this if they gave you this?
I'm already doing this. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So you think you can do both?
No, but I could try.
Gotta have fun.
He's a character, man.
Why is it every time an athlete tries to take the mic and interview me, they get through one question and they have nothing left?
They got nothing left, yeah.
It's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, tell them the camera's still rolling. And then they panic.
He knows. He knows it's on him. But Raj is a great character and a good guy to have around.
There he is.
And he's talking about you.
Have Raj tell Melky Cabrera then the official score changed his triple to a single and a 2-base hit.
Ooh, he did?
I'll tell him right now. Let's see.
Well, you got it right then.
Avisail Garcia 0 for 2. Has flied out, grounded out on the day. And he lines one to left. That is deep, and it is foul. It's either foul or a touchdown based on Paul Nauert's
I'm going to say touchdown.
He went with both hands straight up. Yeah, it was plenty foul.
Bad hands there.
Oh,
that was
man.
a one hopper. I mean, you could have just, oh my goodness. I don't know if he got the ball back, but it went back into play. And I don't know if he's going home with a souvenir today.
Garcia takes up high. 1-2. He went fishing. Came up empty. 9 strikeouts for Carrasco.
Boy, Carlos, another swing and a miss and another strikeout. And another man retired in a row. What is that, 14 now?
Yes, sir. Yohan Moncada 0 for 2. He was called out on strikes in the second, and he was called out on strikes again in the fourth. Had a feeling he might be swinging early in the at-bat after being called out twice. 2 away. Hey, relive the pageantry and excitement of Hall of Fame week in Canton with the 2018 Hall of Fame Enshrinement Festival Canton Repository Grand Parade. I think they need a longer name for that event. It's going to be on Fox Sports Ohio tonight at 8, streaming on Fox Sports Go. Tim Anderson singled in the second, struck out in the fourth. And he wails, or I should say flails at that pitch. We have seen Carrasco a number of times. He's got the good slider that goes down and away, but we've seen him eat guys up inside too.
When he has that ball moving away from the plate, and then he can throw the fastball in and mix it in with his changeup that he does throw to right-handers. He's doing what he can do to an offense, man. They have no chance. And then since the third inning, he just settled in. They were able to get 2 singles off him in the second inning, but just cruising. One mistake defensively and a wild pitch actually cost him the only run of the ball game.
Right, he could be working on a shutout.
Absolutely.
Oh, what we got there? Well, I know it's lemonade, but what's? Doesn't even look like a drink.
Well, it's very colorful. Bring one up for Joe. He could do that with his Hawaiian shirt on.
Looks like Cheese Whiz in the glass. There's a high fly ball to right. And Brandon Geyer makes the catch. That's 16 straight, retired by Cookie. We'll go to the 8, 6-1 or 7-1 Cleveland. Thanks, Al. Tyler Danish staying on to pitch the 8th inning. He's got the last 2 outs of the 7th. Did allow an inherited runner to score, only the 2nd of the year, but nobody's going to make a living coming into a game with a runner at 3rd and less than 2 out.
Isn't that the truth?
Get out of that too often. Eric reached for it, fouled it back.
Heading to Cincinnati after this afternoon's ball game. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all night games down there. Wrap up our interleague schedule this year.
Cincinnati's still last in the NL Central, but with a record of 52-65 coming into today. I believe they lost earlier.
They did.
So 52-66, but they've been a lot better ever since Jim Riggleman took over. Eric Gonzalez with a base hit.
Found a way to get himself a knock.
Yes, he did. 1 for 4 today.
Well, that's what you do. Just get one, and then he hit another ball on the nose in his first at bat, so he gets a hit today.
12th for the Indians. Point being, it's going to be a good matchup down in Cincinnati. I mean, the Reds will give the Indians, they'll give them a good battle for sure. And the Tribe's still going to be
the Ohio Cup.
Be a little short-handed too without Edwin.
Yes, but they do have a body down there to hit. You know, with the pitchers hitting for the Tribe, and Andre had some competition going for those pitchers to see who's going to be the winner this year. What are you thinking, Andre?
Well, Mike Clevenger knows the pressure is on him because, as you'll see tomorrow, most likely, he talked a lot of noise to the young guy. And Corey Kluber's back. He missed yesterday's game sick, and we know he's a really good athlete as well. And Shane Bieber?
I'm betting Bieber.
You're betting Bieber because he's already up 1 hit.
Yes, I'm going with the man in the clubhouse.
You're cheating.
I am not cheating.
The guy gets 1 double, you take him.
I jump on. I'm a front runner.
I like it. Well, Cleves says he's got something to say about that.
We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Tell him he better go start looking on the plane of Homer Bailey tape.
Well, they talked about the pitchers they're facing too, and Cleves already got a scouting report on all the pitchers that they'll face, hitting wise. And he has a Jose Ramirez bat that Shane Bieber doesn't think is. He thinks it's a little too heavy for Cleves, so we'll have to see.
I'm betting Bieber.
Lindor swings and misses and strikes out for the 3rd time today. Recap the storylines brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Early offense. Indians are the best team in baseball. 2.5 runs a game through 4. They scored 6 in the first 4 innings today. Actually, in the first 2 innings. And they knocked Dylan Covey out of the game in the 3rd inning, and that was kind of generous that he was still around.
He was tough to watch today. He was, I mean, and he's been struggling, you know, in his last 10 starts. His ERA is way up there, but he had no tempo or rhythm, and he was all over the place as far as commanding the baseball. And you're right, he was lucky enough to let him go out in the 3rd inning.
That's 170 pitches thrown by Chicago today. Taken all the way, it's 3-1. Same old Michael Brantley. He's not going to change regardless of the score or the situation. You're 3-0. He's going to make you
Yeah,
throw a
he
couple
didn't
of
like that
strikes.
breaking ball, so he says, I'm not swinging at it. I'll make you throw 3 in a row. Oh,
Wow. That get Roberto?
I don't know, but that came off the top of the dugout and it ricocheted.
Yeah, I think he got him on the ricochet maybe.
I saw someone flying out of the picture.
Ball 4. 2 on, 1 out. Jason Kipnis coming up. And Kipnis today has 2 hits, a run batted in, and he has also walked. A little bit outside, ball 1. With his 2 hits today, Jason Kipnis now 13 hits against the White Sox and 7 runs batted in. Missed outside. 3 balls and a strike. Just barely a strike. Full count. Boy, there, in some ways, for me anyway, it's, think about it, it's hard to believe that this is now 8 years that Jason Kipnis has spent in the big leagues with the Tribe. Smashed into right field for a base hit. That's going to bring home Eric Gonzalez. And Jason Kipnis, who has always played well when he's come home to Chicago, has himself a 3-hit day, a couple of runs driven in, and the Indians increase their lead to 8-1.
Well, there's a pitch that stays upstairs that Gibbs able to turn on and get it in the hole between first and second. You mentioned his 3rd hit, his 2nd RBI, make it an 8-1 ball game, and 13 hits now for the Indians.
Yandy Diaz, 2 hits today. 1 batted in, run scored. He was going to try to pull that one, but he fouled it off or swung through it. 0-1.
Rajay Davis is going to come out and run for Michael Brantley out at second base. Give him the rest of the day off, although it's not much, but it's enough.
Fouled right back, 0-2. Yandy Diaz getting an opportunity with Edwin Encarnacion on the deal. Although, as Rick said, you know, next 3 games, Indians will not have the DH down in Cincinnati. So for Diaz, it could be a time where he's limited to pinch hitting. Although, with Tito giving Jose Ramirez a day off today, wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to see him maybe give Francisco Lindor a day off in the very near future. Frankie 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts.
After watching
today.
him today, he could probably use it.
That question was asked of Tito, how much he would use Yandy in Cincinnati. He says he didn't think he'd have too much time for it, but he said if a guy needs a day like Jose needed a day, he'll try to use him there. He said if he keeps swinging the bat while he's here, he's going to be in the lineup one way or the other, or use him as a pinch hitter as well.
Well, with our 3 pitchers hitting down there, I don't know if we're going to need pinch hitters in Cincinnati.
They may be asking to fill the pinch hitting roles when they're not pitching.
Yeah, that's right.
2 on, 1 out, 2-2 pitch, and Diaz fouls it back.
Oh my goodness. Left-handed grab, nice. Jumped up out of his seat, right into the paw with no glove or anything.
And another foul back by Diaz. Powering through that cocktail, isn't he?
Yes, he is. What's that? It's Tequila Sunrise or something?
With Cheese Whiz.
You're hooked on the Cheese Whiz.
That's what it looks like. Here's swinging another foul back. Orange Julius. Remember those?
Yeah.
Are they still around?
Yeah, they are.
The 2-2. And Yandy smacks one up the gut. His 3rd hit of the day. His 2nd run batted in as Rajay Davis comes on down. 2 home here in the 8th for Cleveland. And they have now opened up a 9-1 advantage.
I'll tell you, between Kipnis and Diaz, those 2 guys, they've been a wrecking crew to go along with Cabrera. So another base hit up the middle. Yandy now with 3 hits and a couple RBIs, just like Kipnis. So it's been an offensive explosion today.
Well, we got a timeout for another pitching change. It's 9-1 Cleveland in the 8th. Sports Time Ohio. It includes your first drink, but you can only get the tickets online at Indians.com/district ticket. 2 on, 1 out, 8th inning. 2 runs already home for the Tribe. They lead at 9-1, and the new pitcher is Thiago Vieira, making his 5th appearance. Right-hander out of Brazil. And he'll be facing Yonder Alonso, who has 2 hits on the day. Indians have piled up 14 hits now. 3 of them here in the 8th, all singles.
Still just 1 man out here in the 8th. 3 hits in the inning, a walk.
Yonder sends a high fly ball deep center field. Angles back. He leaps and oh my goodness, he has done it again. He just robbed Yonder Alonso of a home run. He's already done that twice this week. That's incredible. For the 3rd time in a week, Adam Engel has robbed a player of a home run. He did it twice against the Yankees earlier on the homestand. How well timed was this, Arch?
It was outstanding. I mean, he timed it beautifully, no question. He was at the top of his jump right there to bring that ball back, and that saved 3 runs. Look at Alonso. He can't believe it. And you're right, 3 times in a week. That's, you know, you're lucky to do that once a year. 3 times in a week he's done it. Back-to-back nights against the Yankees, and now here on getaway day. Beautiful play, but I know Alonso is upset, and I would be too.
You're right, though. The odds of everything that has to happen, the ball has to be just at the top of the fence. You've got to be in a position to be able to get back and get it. The angle has to be just right. To have 3 of those in a week?
Yeah, that's really crazy.
And he executed all 3 times.
Yes, he sure did.
He didn't have
just
one
to have him hit that way, the height, the way you can get back and make the play.
It's not like this is a simple wall either. You have to have some hops to get up over the top of that fence.
Well, this is the first game that Engel started today. He didn't play the first 2 nights.
Right.
This is a jumper. We got to check and see if that track has a trampoline on it. But I'll tell you what, those pitchers better go out and buy him dinner. He saved some earned runs on their ERAs.
You know, I just realized too that of the Indians' 14 hits, 13 singles.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was changed, that triple that they gave to Cabrera. So yeah, you're right. The 1 3-run home run in the 1st.
Just a brutally basic, methodical offensive approach for the Indians here today. The 3-2. All 4. So the bases are loaded with 2 down, and Yan Gomes will be coming up. That catch is worth 1 more look.
Let's go. He had to cover 71 feet, but it was hit high in the air. Look at him time it. He had it timed beautiful. He was about 10 feet away from that fence, looking at it, and there you go. He knew right where it was. That 1 peak. And he goes up and over, and that was really a well-timed, nice catch.
Yan Gomes with a roller to short. Anderson's throw ends the inning. 2 more for the Tribe. Middle of the 8th. 9-1 Cleveland. runs in 4 1/3. He's got the bottom part of the order. Rajay Davis takes over in left field after he came on the run for Brantley.
You know, for Carrasco, just a gem. 9 strikeouts, no walks. So in his last 4 starts at this ballpark, 31 innings, has allowed 2 runs.
Incredible.
It really is.
Retired the last 16 in a row here today. Lindor on the run, throws out Kevin Smith.
You get a look at Carlos' 9 strikeouts. That was a good fastball away, but watch the different way he is putting hitters away. Slider was unbelievable today. And that usually is. He mixed in a couple of curveballs too, a little 2-seam fastball right there. And I mean, just in total command of this ball game.
Pitch is outside. Adam Engel. He's the designated defender of the wall here in Chicago.
Boy, I'll say. You may get a chance to have a couple of those in your whole career. He has 3 in a week.
Into right center field, well hit and gone. So Adam Engel robs a home run and then hits one for Chicago.
Plus minus is +4. It's a line drive going to right center field. Just about where he caught the home run. Well, that's his second hit. That was a ball out over the plate. He just stayed on that. It was a line drive. There it is, right over the patio sign in right center field. His 3rd home run.
That makes it 9-2. Top of the order, Nicky Delmonico for 3 takes a strike. Delmonico fouls one straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Down on strikes. 2 down. Yolmer Sanchez coming up for Chicago. He was 1 for 3 today. And a foul off to the left. St. Louis taking it out on Kansas City today. They lead the Royals 8-2 in the ninth. Angels have come back to tie the A's 3-3. They're in the third in Anaheim. Sanchez socks one deep right center. Gone. Couple of solo shots for Chicago here in the eighth off Adam Simber, and it's 9-3.
Well, that's just middle in to the left-hander, and he turned on it. Sanchez hits his seventh.
And up comes Jose Abreu. One ball, one strike. Grounded towards third. Eric Gonzalez will set and throw. And the inning is over. We'll go to the ninth. 9-3 Cleveland. Not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Now the Indians all smiles as they lead at 9-3 here in the ninth. Greg Allen leading off. He singled, stole a base, and scored in the second inning today, 1 for 3. It looks like Dan Otero will be coming on to pitch the ninth. I think that's who I see warming up.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. Greg Allen bangs one right up the gut. Diving stop by Anderson. Are you kidding me? That was a spectacular play by the White Sox shortstop. I thought for sure off the bat that was a hit all the way for Allen.
When you can get on the ground as a shortstop with Allen running and get up and make the throw and get him out, that's one heck of a play with the speed of Allen going down the first baseline. Yeah, not too often will you see shortstops on their belly up to throw a guy out that has speed, but he made a beautiful play there.
Eric Gonzalez Routine play for Moncada. 2 down. Let's take a look at the Indians box score as Francisco Lindor heads to the plate. He's one of the only guys without a hit. Well, he is the only guy without a hit today. How often do you see that where the Indians roll and he doesn't have a hand in it?
Not many, if any, and also 3 strikeouts today.
The 0-2 struck him out on 3 pitches. And the inning is over. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 9-3 Cleveland. Early. It kind of launched the Indians. They were up 1-0. That made it 4-0, and they really never looked back. Dylan Covey, he had 2 outs in that first inning. And then after 2 outs, it was single homer, and the route was on. He survived the second, but by the end of the second inning, it was 6-1. And just a good day swinging the bats for the Indians. I said it before, 14 hits, 13 singles. So it's not like they lived on the long ball and just kind of sat back and swung for the fences.
No, they had a lot of hits going the other way. They hit their way on today.
By the way, as Dan Otero pitches here in the 9th, we didn't get a chance to talk about this earlier. Kind of forgot about it because it happened so early in the game. But we got to talk to our boy Bob Maver back in Cleveland, official scoring decisions, because back in that first, you and I debated over the play by Alonso, and you said, hey, get it out there, right?
Right.
Bottom line is that was scored a fielder's choice.
he could have easily stepped on the bag and gotten it out at first. He chose to go to second. The throw took Lindor off the bag, and that kept them from getting it out. So there's the first out of the inning. That almost should be an error because it was a bad throw that pulled Lindor off the base.
I thought so.
And I only bring this up because Carrasco gets charged with a run, and it probably should have been an unearned run, although the wild pitch ultimately led to
moved him up.
That run in the inning after that play. Anyway, just an interesting scoring
Yeah, you go
decision.
back. That was the, yeah, they get their first run. You're right. We talked about that. And Garcia got hit.
Yes, he did.
And Mr. Maver did text Andre to tell us about the stolen base. You come off, it's no stolen base, period. Even though he was safe. One time overslid the bag. Caught stealing.
So 1 on 1 out for Yohan Moncada. Ryan Lamar will come on and run for Garcia. And you know what? I appreciate Bob letting us know that. And I understand, hey, there's a rule for that. That's a weird one to agree with, I guess. He slid in safe. He has the bag stolen. He never lost control of the base. It's just that in sliding through the play, his body came off the bag for an instant. He never overslid the bag completely. And I know that's the rule. I just don't think it's a right one.
Well, something that they could look at.
And as you said, Arch, before instant replay, none of this would have ever been an issue because we weren't breaking down plays frame by frame.
I know it. You know, that's what is the tough thing about that. When the umpires, they only have one quick look and they have to make a call. But then you can go in and look at it and you can break it down frame by frame. Those poor guys can't do that.
I'm thinking it was Lindor earlier in the year who was called out on a play similar to that at second base. He was off the base. Steve Bardo in our truck said it was like, what, 1/16 of a frame. That's how briefly he was off the base, but it was enough that they could look at the replay, challenged it, and they got it overturned. 2-2. Missed outside, full count. A line drive into right field. You can see Jason Kipnis is trying to measure it up. It just
floated.
Yeah. He was thinking maybe that's going to come down, and it just kept climbing a little bit higher.
Well, it was hit off the end of the bat, and it was just, I want to jump, but I'm not going to catch it. And just watch it float over your head. It's like it's in slow motion.
Yeah.
You couldn't move to break back and catch it. You had to stand your ground. Now, if he could jump 10 feet in the air, he might have been able to catch it. But other than that, you watch it sail over your head for a base hit.
Still only 1 out. Now the White Sox have 2 on base. Tim Anderson, the batter, he is 1 for 3 on the day. Otero looking for that ground ball to maybe end it. Instead, it's a base hit to left. Around third, Garcia, or rather the pinch runner Lamar, will score. Close play, but he's in there safely. And on the throw, runners go to second and third.
Well, Davis makes it close at home plate. They're going to go. And you'll see the throw coming in, and he can get the foot to home plate.
And they're going to have to get the bullpen busy again.
Yes, they are. They're going to have to slow this game down.
Well, now, I don't know. This is one of those deals where this is Dan Otero's season in a nutshell. And Terry Francona talked about it the other day when we had him on Indians Live. The numbers don't indicate the kind of year that Otero has had, for him anyway. You know, you said you look at, if you just look at the raw numbers, you know, 4.93 ERA in 42 appearances, but he said he didn't go so far as to say it's just bad luck. But sometimes, like this inning, he's given up 2 hits. Neither one of them were hit hard. A little floater over the head of Kipnis. That sounded like he cracked the bat going to left field. It just kind of down the line. And all of a sudden, he's in trouble and he's giving up a run. And basically, I think for Francona, Otero's still a valuable guy, still a guy you can count on. It's just, this has been one of those years where maybe the breaks haven't gone his way.
Well, he's a pitch to contact guy, and they're going to put it in place. Not a strikeout pitcher. Sometimes a ground ball gets through. Sometimes they hit it just out of your reach. That's how it goes. And, you know, he's a ground ball pitcher, but with the throw home and both runners moving up, there's no double play ball in order. But they're still up 5 runs.
9-4 in the ninth. Kevin Smith, the batter, 0 for 3.
Normally, too, Danny's a strike throwing machine.
Here's another broken bat bouncer. Oh, it went off his foot.
Yeah, that took a, I was going to say that was a funny bounce. I know it shattered his bat, so it had to go off his body. Because it went straight up in the air. Yeah, right off his foot.
Oh, good pitch, but it's called a ball. Now it's 3-1. Another broken bat line drive, and that finds a hole. A runner scores. Stopping in third is Anderson. 2 runs home in the inning. First and third. It's now 9-5.
I am a little surprised that he did not score. Anderson, they were holding him up. He jammed him. The ball wasn't hit all that hard, and Allen was playing deeper in center field. Anderson with good speed. They're just going 1 base at a time because they were down, so they're down 4 now. And that's going to do it for Otero.
So Cody Allen will come on. And now it is a save situation. So we'll be right back.
Still only one out in the inning. They're at the bottom of the order. Adam Engel, number 9 man. He homered his last time up. He's 2 for 3 on the day. And Cody Allen, this went from a 9-1 Lafferts, and now it's a save situation in the ninth. Tying run in the on-deck circle. Foul ball. Popped up foul, back out of play. Infield, outfield, straight up. Save for Alonso, who is holding the runner, Kevin Smith, at first base. Cody Allen's 0-2 pitch. He's outside, 1-2. That's hit well. Deep center. Back is Greg Allen at the wall. He can't make the play. Anderson scores. Here comes Smith. Angles into third with a 2-run triple. A 4-run ninth now for Chicago. And the tying run is at the plate.
Well, he gets a breaking ball and hits it into left center field. And I mean to tell you, Allen got on his horse and he goes out there and almost makes a sliding catch. You're getting near the wall and he knew he was getting close. It goes off the end of his glove, and by the time they could recover, they got it in, and Engel was moving around and they had to hold him up at third base. It was close, but it's a 9-7 ball game now.
Nicky Delmonico 0 for 4 on the day. Count 0-2. Foul the other way. 23,853 came out on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And the ones who stuck around and are cheering for the White Sox are hoping to see an incredible comeback.
Well, it has been. They have 6 runs on the board, 2 in the 8th, now 4 in the 9th.
Out of play again. Swung on and missed. He struck him out 2 down.
Now the 8th man to bat in the inning will be Yomer Sanchez. Sanchez homered his last time up, and he is the tying run at the plate. Down low. It's 2-0. There's a strike. Well, the White Sox down to their last strike. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and miss. He struck him out to end the ball game. Woo. 3 hours and 32 minutes. And a roller coaster ride at the end here for the Indians, but they hang on for a 9-7 win to take the series. They've won 10 of 13 on the year from Chicago, and they'll now head to Cincinnati with a record of 66-51 and a 12-game lead in the American League Central Division. Carlos Carrasco, the winner. He retired the last 16 batters he faced today and goes to 14-6.